All right, welcome back. Today we're diving into some surprisingly brilliant business lessons from a place you might not expect. Buc-ee's. The gas
Oh.
station chain. Yeah, you heard that right. We're dissecting a blog post called The Spiz. It's by a chiropractic marketing consultant named Twisty. Talk about finding inspiration in unexpected places. We're going to extract some golden nuggets you can use whether you're running a business or just love a good creative strategy.
What I find fascinating is that Buc-ee's has built this almost cult-like following, and they've done it by completely redefining what a gas station experience can be. They've tapped into this desire for something extra, something beyond just filling your tank.
Okay, so it's more than just clean bathrooms and cheap gas. What are we talking about here? What makes it an experience?
Well, think about it. Everything about Buc-ee's is over the top. From their massive stores and quirky branding to their endless rows of snacks and merchandise, it's like a theme park dedicated to road trips.
And they've somehow turned bathrooms into a tourist attraction. World-famous bathrooms. I mean, come on. Who knew that was a selling point?
Right. But think about what they've done. They've taken something we usually dread, a grimy gas station bathroom, and turned it into a sparkling, clean, well-stocked oasis. They've exceeded expectations in such a dramatic way that it's become a legendary part of the Buc-ee's experience.
So it's not just about offering the basics. It's about finding those unexpected areas where you can really blow
Yeah.
people's minds. What would be the bathroom equivalent in other industries, though? That's a tough one.
Exactly. It's about identifying those seemingly mundane aspects of your business and finding ways to elevate them to a memorable future. Maybe it's incredibly personalized customer service. Maybe it's going above and beyond with packaging. It's different for every business.
Twisty also talks about Buc-ee's clever gift card strategy. I mean, who doesn't love getting a Buc-ee's gift card? But he sees it as more than just a present.
He calls it preceding a positive experience. You're not just giving someone money. You're linking your brand to a future fun road trip, delicious snacks, and of course those immaculate bathrooms.
It's like you're planting the seed for a happy memory that will forever be associated with Buc-ee's. And he gets people back in the door.
He even has suggestion for chiropractors, right?
Yes. Twisty suggests giving out gas money vouchers to patients. It's a brilliant way to encourage consistent visits while associating their practice with a positive experience, filling up your tank. He's essentially building that habit in a really clever way.
Yeah, now that's thinking outside the box.
Oh.
But let's move on to something I personally love about Buc-ee's. Their merch game is strong. T-shirts, hats, swimsuits, it's wild. They're basically selling a lifestyle, not just gas and beef jerky.
It's fascinating how they've leveraged merchandise to build a sense of community.
Yeah.
When people wear Buc-ee's gear, they're signaling their affiliation with the brand, kind of like a badge of honor. It taps into that human need for belonging. It's like social proof on steroids. I've been to Buc-ee's, I get it, I'm part of the club. But could any brand pull this off? What makes their merch work so well?
Well, it's not just about slapping a logo on a T-shirt. They've managed to create designs that are both fun and recognizable. It's about understanding your audience and what resonates with them. Would people proudly wear your brand's logo? That's the question to ask.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there. It's not just about having merch. It's about creating something people actually want to wear. And speaking of grabbing attention, Buc-ee's billboard game is on another level. It's not just exit now for gas. It's an experience in itself.
Their billboards are a perfect example of how to sell the feeling.
Yeah.
They focus on the emotions associated with the Buc-ee's experience, that sense of adventure, the anticipation of a fun road trip, the joy of discovering those quirky snacks. They understand that people buy based on emotion, not just logic.
So they're not just selling fuel, they're selling a feeling. And that's something that any business can learn from.
Absolutely. It's about understanding your audience, their desires, and crafting a message that resonates with them on an emotional level.
But how do they do it? There's some secret formula to these billboards.
It's not so much a formula as it is a deep understanding of the customer journey. Their billboards are strategically placed along major highways, creating awareness and anticipation long before you even reach the exit. They're telling a story, building excitement, and making you crave that Buc-ee's experience.
So it's like a perfectly crafted movie trailer that makes you want to see the whole film.
Exactly. They've mastered the art of using visuals and messaging to evoke a specific feeling and drive action. They want you to not just see the billboard, but feel the need to pull off and experience it firsthand.
This is blowing my mind. It's not just about the gas, the snacks, or the bathrooms. It's about the emotions they've managed to associate with their brand.
And that's the key takeaway here. Any business, regardless of size or industry, can learn from Buc-ee's approach to creating a powerful brand experience. It's about thinking outside the box, exceeding expectations, and, most importantly, connecting with your audience on an emotional level.
It's like they've cracked the code to building a brand that people genuinely love. They've turned a gas station into a destination, and that's incredible.
It really is. And it all comes back to that core principle we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
exceeding expectations. But they don't just stop at clean bathrooms and a huge selection of snacks. They've meticulously crafted every aspect of the experience, from the friendly staff to the clever branding.
Twisty's post brought up an interesting point about the types of customers a business attracts. He mentioned that people tend to gravitate toward extremes.
Exactly. He argues that customers either want the absolute highest quality or the absolute lowest price. There's not much room for mediocrity in today's market. Buc-ee's definitely leans into the premium experience, and they do it through over-delivery at every touch point.
So they're not trying to compete on price. They're competing on experience.
Yeah.
And that seems to be working incredibly well for them.
Absolutely. And one of the ways they reinforce that premium perception is through consistency. Every Buc-ee's location offers the same level of cleanliness, the same friendly service, the same over-the-top experience. It's that predictability that builds trust and loyalty.
It's like knowing that no matter which Buc-ee's you stop at, you're going to get that same wow factor. You're not going to be disappointed.
Exactly. And let's not forget the power of strong branding. That goofy beaver mascot, the distinctive color scheme, the playful tone of voice, it all contributes to a cohesive and memorable brand identity.
It's so recognizable. You see that beaver and you immediately know what to expect. It's like a shortcut to that feeling of excitement and anticipation.
Right. They've managed to imbue their brand with a sense of personality and fun. And that's something that many businesses struggle with.
I think it's easy to get caught up in the practicalities of running a business and forget about the importance of creating a brand that people connect with on an emotional level.
It's a crucial aspect of building a successful business, but it often gets overlooked. People want to feel something. They want to be entertained. They want to be part of something bigger than themselves.
Buc-ee's has tapped into that perfectly. It's not just a gas station. It's a cultural phenomenon.
And that's something to aspire to no matter what kind of business you're in. It's about finding your own unique way to connect with your audience, create an experience that resonates with them, and leave them wanting more.
Speaking of leaving them wanting more, let's revisit the gift card strategy.
Sure.
I think there's more to unpack there.
You're right. There's a deeper psychological principle at play here. When someone gives you a Buc-ee's gift card, they're not just giving you money. They're giving you permission to indulge. It's a guilt-free pass to enjoy those delicious snacks, those quirky souvenirs, that overall Buc-ee's experience.
It's like they're giving you a license to treat yourself, and who doesn't love that?
Exactly. And by associating their brand with that feeling of indulgence and satisfaction, they're creating a positive emotional connection that goes beyond the transactional.
This is all starting to make sense. It's not just about the individual elements. It's about how they all work together to create this cohesive and irresistible brand experience.
Precisely. They've thought about every detail, from the placement of their billboards to the design of their merchandise, and it's all carefully orchestrated to evoke a specific emotion and drive a desired action.
It's like they've created a marketing symphony.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the merch for a second. What can other businesses learn from Buc-ee's success in that area? It seems like everyone I know has a Buc-ee's t-shirt.
It's a great example of how to leverage merchandise to build brand loyalty and create a sense of community. But as we discussed earlier, it's not just about slapping your logo on a product. You need to create something that people actually want, something that reflects their values and their identity.
So it's not about creating just any merch. It's about creating the right merch, merch that people will be proud to wear and that will actually strengthen their connection to the brand.
Exactly. Think about it. When someone wears your brand's merchandise, they're essentially becoming a walking billboard for your business. They're endorsing your brand to their friends and family, and that's incredibly powerful.
It's like a form of social proof that goes beyond just liking a post on social media. It's a tangible expression of their affinity for the brand.
Right. And it can be a powerful tool for building a loyal following and creating a sense of community around your brand.
So it's not just about the revenue from merch sales. It's about the intangible benefits of brand building and community engagement.
Precisely. And that's something that many businesses overlook. They focus on the short-term gains rather than the long-term benefits of creating a strong brand identity and a loyal customer base.
But that's where the real magic happens, right?
Absolutely. It's about building a brand that people love, a brand that they're proud to be associated with. And Buc-ee's has mastered
No.
that art.
Now let's rewind a bit and talk about those billboards again.
Mhm.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around how they managed to capture that feeling of the Buc-ee's experience in a single image and a few words.
It's all about storytelling. Their billboards aren't just advertisements. They're mini narratives that tap into our desire for adventure, for indulgence, for a break from the mundane.
They're like a glimpse into a world of delicious snacks, clean bathrooms, and quirky souvenirs.
Yeah.
And they make you want to be a part of that world.
Exactly. They're selling the promise of an experience, not just a product. And that's a powerful concept that can be applied to any business.
But how do they translate that promise into action?
Yeah.
How do they make sure that the actual experience lives up to the hype?
It all comes back to execution. They've invested heavily in creating an infrastructure that supports their brand promise. They have a rigorous hiring process. They train their staff to be friendly and helpful, and they maintain a high level of cleanliness and quality control across all their locations.
So it's not just about having a clever marketing campaign. It's about having the operational excellence to back it up.
Exactly. It's about making sure that every touch point, every interaction with the brand reinforces that positive emotional connection.
It's like they've created a feedback loop where the marketing generates excitement, the experience delivers on that excitement, and the satisfied customers become brand advocates who spread the word.
You got it. They've created a virtuous cycle that fuels their continued growth and success.
And that's something that every business should strive for. It's about creating a brand that's more than just a product or a service. It's an experience that people love and want to be a part of.
Absolutely. And it's about having the operational excellence and the commitment to quality to back up that promise.
So we've covered a lot of ground here,
Hmm.
from clean bathrooms to gift card psychology to billboard storytelling.
And I think we've gleaned some incredibly valuable insights from this seemingly simple blog post about a gas station chain.
It just goes to show that inspiration can come from the most unexpected places.
And that sometimes the most successful businesses are the ones that are willing to break the mold and challenge conventional thinking.
Buc-ee's has definitely done that. But what does this all mean for our listeners? How can they apply these insights to their own lives and businesses?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that success is not about following a formula. It's about finding your own unique path and creating something truly remarkable.
It's about identifying those opportunities to exceed expectations, to create those wow moments
Yep.
that will leave a lasting impression on your customers.
And it's about building a brand that people connect with on an emotional level, a brand that they're proud to be associated with.
I think Twisty's idea of finding your bathroom moment is a great place to start. What's that one seemingly mundane aspect of your business that you can transform into something extraordinary?
That's a great question for our listeners to ponder. What's your bathroom moment?
Where can you over-deliver and create an experience that will have people talking? It all boils down to creating that Buc-ee's moment,
Yeah.
right? That unique element that makes you stand out from the crowd.
Exactly. It's that unexpected touch, that extra mile that turns a routine interaction into a memorable experience. Think about it. We've all had those moments as consumers where a business completely exceeded our expectations and it stuck with us.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like that time I ordered a book online.
Yeah.
And it arrived with a handwritten thank you note and a bookmark from the shop. It was such a small thing, but it completely changed how I felt about that business.
There you go. That's a perfect example of a Buc-ee's moment.
Hmm.
It wasn't about the book itself. It was about the personal touch that made you feel valued as a customer.
And that's something that any business can replicate,
Yeah.
regardless of their size or industry. It's
Yeah.
about finding those little ways to go above and beyond,
Yeah.
to surprise and delight your customers.
Twisty had a great point about how Buc-ee's billboards create that sense of urgency, that exit now for your first adjustment feeling.
Yeah. I loved that analogy. It's like they're giving you a gentle nudge, saying, hey, you deserve a treat. Why not stop in and see what all the fuss is about?
It's brilliant. They're not being pushy or aggressive. They're simply tapping into that human desire for something special, something that breaks the monotony of everyday life.
And they're doing it in a way that feels playful and inviting. It's like they're saying, "Come on in, the fun's just getting started."
And that brings us back to that key question. What's your bathroom moment?
Mm.
Where can you inject that same energy, that same sense of excitement and anticipation into your own business?
Maybe it's offering a unique service that no one else provides. Maybe it's hosting an event that brings your community together, or maybe it's simply about treating every customer like a VIP.
It's about finding those opportunities to create an experience that goes beyond the transactional, and an experience that leaves people feeling happy, satisfied, and eager to come back for more.
And the beauty of it is that it doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. Sometimes the most powerful Buc-ee's moments are the simplest ones.
Absolutely. It could be a handwritten thank you note, a personalized recommendation, or just a genuine smile and a friendly conversation.
It's those little touches that show you care. That you're not just in it for the profit, that you're genuinely invested in creating a positive experience for your customers.
And those small gestures can have a huge impact on how people perceive your brand and how likely they are to become loyal customers.
So as you go about your day, your week, your year, keep this deep dive into Buc-ee's in mind. Look for those opportunities to create your own Buc-ee's moments. Those small but significant ways you can over-deliver, surprise, and delight the people you interact with.
And remember, you don't have to be a giant corporation to make a big impact. Sometimes the most powerful changes start with a simple shift in perspective and a willingness to go above and beyond.
It's about finding your own unique way to shine, to create something special, to leave your mark on the world. And who knows, maybe you'll even inspire a cult-like following of your own.
That's the dream, isn't it?
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the surprising business lessons of Buc-ee's. We hope you found it as insightful and inspiring as we did.
And we'd love to hear from you. What are your Buc-ee's moments? Share your stories, your insights, your aha moments with us.
Let's keep this conversation going because ultimately it's all about learning from each other, growing together, and creating a world where businesses don't just meet expectations, they exceed them.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
See you on the next deep dive.